Hello everyone, it's Laurie and I am going to do a career money-making reading. Okay, so where you might find some abundance if you happen to be retired. Don't just dismiss the message. It could be anything concerning money, work, hobbies, how you bring abundance and wealth into your life. Let's go ahead and get right into this message. I hope all of you are happy, healthy, and having some fun. If you happen to be a new viewer that just came across the channel, welcome, welcome. I hope you find something that brings you back in the future. If you're one of my awesome returning viewers, you know I love you guys to pieces. Either way, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here with me and spirit. Let's go ahead and see what we have coming out here for you. Page of Cups. You know what I'm hearing here is a refund. Somebody's saying, oops, we made a mistake. We overcharged you. You were qualified to get more money back. You didn't have to pay for this at all. There's some sort of oops energy here, which gets corrected, which means you benefit from this. Now, I am hearing for just a couple of you, and I'm sorry to say this. You will be getting like a rejection letter. Thank you for applying, but we've gone with somebody else. Thank you for applying to college. Unfortunately, we're full at this time. Whatever. That's only for a handful of you, and I'm going to tell you right now, Spirit is saying that if you're receiving that rejection letter, look over what you submitted. First of all, look it over and see if you made any clerical errors. Like I'm getting something was written wrong, expressed improperly, or not given at all. Okay, so if check to make sure that any of those things happened, and if they did, now you know for the next time you apply. Okay, you may be able to actually contact the people and say, I see that I made a mistake, would you reconsider? Okay, owning up to missing things is huge for people. Okay, we all make mistakes. When we can admit that we make a mistake, that goes a long ways towards people respecting us. All right, so for most of you here, though, this is going to be a simple matter of somebody may just come to you and say, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I do feel like it's going to be that way. It could be a second opportunity for an interview. Oh, sorry, we didn't even see your application. Would you like to come in? Oh, sorry, we had a delay in hiring because somebody was out of work with an injury. Okay, the person who would do the applications, whatever, the hiring. Again, this could be, and that was the first thing I got, was you might be due a refund. Somebody overcharged you. You paid too much. Whatever it is, it looks good for you. So keep that in mind. And the other thing too, if you get a rejection from something and you go over all your paperwork or whatever, you know, you thought it through, you looked at and checked to make sure everything, all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, and you didn't find anything wrong, Spirit wants you to know that Spirit interceded on your part to keep you from this because there is something better for you. Okay, and you know this. If you just heard that and you were sitting there and that hit you just right, you were like, that makes sense. That is for you. Okay, if you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, right. No, there's no way that something better is coming in here. That you're the person that needs to probably go back and recheck your paperwork, okay? Because something just got missed. All right, you'll know it if it's meant for you. You will know it. You'll feel it. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here in the challenge obstacle area. Let's see what we have. money makers, abundance, careers. What information do we have here? What kind of things might interfere or block us from receiving anything here, or what might be challenging about this? Now, I just heard that some of you may be getting a refund. However, in order to get the refund, you have to jump through some sort of hoops. Like, I don't know. You have to go to this website, fill out this form, do this. Do it, okay? Don't click on a link in an email. Please don't do that. Even if somebody's saying you're getting a refund or you won this, or no, do not click any links in any emails right now. If anybody tells you you've won something, you're getting a refund, call that company, call that business, call whoever is saying this, okay? Look up their phone number. Don't go with the one that's on the email. All right, so you might have to do a few things in order to get this this boon, benefit, refund, whatever it is. All right, so 7 of Wands. See, you might have to stand your ground. You might have to, this is weird. Somebody may be telling you, yes, we think you qualify for this, but, and you might have to give a rebuttal, like defend. Again, if you're getting a second opportunity here, you may be challenged with, can you apologize? Can you admit to a mistake? Can you defend your thesis? Can you substantiate who you are? That may be the other thing here too. Do you have ID? Do you have a letter stating that this is yours? Or is this just hearsay? Okay. I feel like this is yours. But you may have to, I keep hearing defend, but that's not the right term. And proving, okay, is closer, like validate that you are who you are, that what you've said is what you meant, that you made a mistake, and you see that you made a mistake, and you see how you can correct it. Okay. Somebody's car horn was just going off, so that might be validation for somebody out there. But yeah, you might be requested to jump through some hoops to defend yourself. I did hear defend your thesis, maybe your proposal. Maybe you may have to prove that the talents or skills or experiences that you listed on an application, you know, you might have to give references for those things so that they can call and check and verify. There's been so much lying and dishonesty over the last 20 years that people are starting to come around and say, we need to really verify things. We can't just accept people's words. That doesn't work anymore. And there are so many scams out there. So please do not, if you get an email or even a letter, I still think they're using letters. Do not call the phone number that's on that paper or in that email or in that text. Okay? If you got the name of the business, do a search online for that business. See what information you can find out, especially if you're not expecting something. Now, most of you here know you applied for a job. You know that you paid for something, okay? And at the time you paid for it, maybe you even thought, this seems like it's a little bit higher than what I thought I was supposed to pay. Your taxes, you paid off a car, you paid off a loan, whatever it is, okay? You kind of knew at that time that it might be, I think I don't owe quite this much, but I'll pay it because I don't want to ruin my credit score or whatever. All right, so you probably know what's happening here, what this is all about. This is not like, surprise, you got a refund coming and you never paid for anything. That's just a scam. That's just a scam. All right, let's see what's on your mind here. Let's see what's on your mind. King of Swords. Okay, you're thinking things through. You're really thinking about it. You're getting right down to the nitty-gritty, the facts. You're double checking. You're trusting your intuition here. You may be getting advice from someone else, like verification. Like, hey, look, I filed my taxes. Can you look these over? So you may be consulting like a CPA and saying, hey, you know, I thought I did this right. Maybe I didn't. Do I get more money back? You may also just be calling, you know, the IRS, or if you applied for something like a job or to get into a school of some sort, a group, a community, a class, anything where you put in information, you may be asking like your spouse, your mother, your father, your brother, sister, child, somebody around you to look it over and make sure that you didn't make any mistakes. Because we can look right at something we've written and not see that periods are missing or that we left words out. I just had this happen to me today. So maybe this is a message for me again, too. All right. So make sure you're crossing all your I's and dotting all your T's. Did I just do that? Irene, did I just say it backwards? I think I did. Let me know. All right. All right. So you've got you're thinking things through. You're being analytical. You're looking at it non-judgmentally. So you're looking at it very objectively. You're consulting other people if needed to verify that you're reading things the right way, that you've got the facts right. Facts are facts, okay? So like 2 + 2 = 4. That's a fact. Things don't change around that, all right? So somebody else can look at it and say, yes, your name is John PQ, whatever, okay? Or Serena Alito. They know who you are. That's a fact, okay? So they can check to make sure that the numbers are correct, that the address is correct, the name is correct, that you put down the right thought, like you didn't jumble its sentence, you didn't impose words or something. Very objective. Loving that energy, very concise, precise. Let's go ahead and see what the foundation of the situation is. 2 of Wands, a choice, a decision, an option here. Now, I love this deck because with this deck, sorry, that's really loud, long thunder that still hasn't stopped. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I'm getting ready for one heck of a storm here in South Central Florida. Back to your message here. 2 of Wands. I love this card in this deck because your choices are both good. Okay. So how is that playing out for you? Well, you can choose to get the information and have it verified that you said the right things, did the right things, that this refund is for you. Okay. Or you can do nothing at all and you'll be okay. So okay, the only people who will need to actually decide to do something and act on it are those who applied, and I keep getting to go to college, to go to a like astronaut school, it keeps coming out. Maybe joining the Air Force or something of that nature. Okay, it's a pretty big deal. It's a life thing. Those of you who may have applied for that, you will want to, if you really want to get in, check it over and take action on it. Okay, so you can look it over and see, oh yes, I did make a mistake here. But if you don't act on it and call and say, hey, I see I made a mistake, can we revisit this? It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? But the rest of you here, if you just let it be, they'll give you the refund. If you have to do something here, you will need to take action. Whichever one is required of you will work out just fine. All right, let's go ahead. But this is based on, the whole situation here is a choice. Is this yes or is this no? And I feel like that yes or no is outside of your hands. So someone else is deciding here. But like I said, both choices are good either way. All right, let's go ahead and see. Oh, you know what that was referring to was, okay, so you can get a refund and have the money put into your bank, or you can have a check sent to you. I recommend having it sent directly to your bank, but that's just my opinion. I am not a banker. I'm not a financier. Do what feels right to you. The only reason I say that is because people are stealing checks out of the mail. Okay, so, and you can have your money a lot quicker if you have the bank account, but people can scam that way too. Anyways, let's move on and see what the immediate future is here. Boy, that was really getting sidetracked here. Your immediate future. Ace of Swords. See, information. The facts are the facts. The facts will be proven. They will be approved. The information will be approved. People will consult, think about this, do what needs to be done. Either you or you in conjunction with other people. I'm getting there's a decision that will need to be made here that's outside of your control. You can only influence it. You can give information towards it. But you are not the decider. The decider. I don't think that's even a word. And I'm an English graduate, so. You're not the decision maker. You're not the final one to make the decision. All right, so there's definitely truth, the facts, verified. There could be a little bit of contention around this decision. Like it may not be an easy decision to come to. One person might disagree. The rest are seeing eye to eye here. All right, let's go ahead and see what else we've got coming out. Whoa. All right, so temperance, patience. We've got 3 dragons all looping together, checking each other out. They're all seeing eye to eye here, okay? The wisdom is there. The action is there. Things are going to get tied up, but this may require a little bit of patience on your part. Yeah, I feel like, okay, what I just heard was that you may not have made a mistake on whatever you filed, whatever you presented. Somebody else may have. And when you went to get information from them, like they said, this word's spelled wrong, you need to correct this word. You went back and you're like, I don't think so. I think that word's used properly. And yet they were like, nope, that's not right. Here's the document showing you that this is not the right thing to do, not the right word to use, not the right opinion, whatever. They're telling you you did something wrong. They may actually have been incorrect in what they said. So you are going to be required to be patient. Even though you knew it was right, you did what they said, you followed through, okay? And this may have created the problem. Now it's being fixed, okay? You may have said, hey, I paid too much. I don't owe this much. And they're like, yes, you do. Here's the paperwork. So you paid it because you didn't want your credit score ruined. Okay. I'm getting here an artist who was commissioned for something too coming through. And you told them this is what it's going to cost me in supplies or something like that. And they were supposed to send you, say, $100 as a deposit. And they only sent you $75, even though you said $100. And they says, well, I calculated it, and this is what the cost would be. And they don't buy what you buy. Anyways, the difference comes in. Okay, so this is like not necessarily a refund, but receiving the money that you were due. I guess that would be like a refund because you had already spent the money on the supplies. You'd already paid the $100, and they only paid you $75, so you're getting the other $25. All right, let's see what we have here. How do you see yourself handling this? What an interesting reading. Oh, the High Priest or the Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles. You're going to do exactly what needs to be done, okay? You're going to be patient. You're going to be compassionate. You're going to be calm because this is a life, not a temporary thing. This is something for your future. This is something to be built on, something that's going to last a long time. You're not only are you doing things the right way, this is the foundation. And if you don't lay that foundation properly now, you know that your future could crumble. This, whatever this is, could crumble in the future, fall apart. So you're handling this exactly as needs to be handled. Trusting that things will work out, but taking the action that needs to be taken, building the relationship, I'm hearing too. So if you can be patient with this person, show a little compassion, admit that sometimes we do things the wrong way, whether it was us or, giving them grace, that's going to be crucial. And that's what you're doing here. And this will benefit you in the long, long term. All right, let's go ahead and see what your environment's offering up here. Too many, sorry. Way too many. What's being offered up here in the environment around this situation here, please, Spirit? I'm hearing things may go around in circles for a little while. Just be patient. Just hang in there. Be as patient as you can be. That Temperance is really like calling to me right now. That Temperance card. All right. Somebody's hands are tied here. Like you want to move forward, but you can't. Somebody else wants to take care of a situation for you, but they can't. Somebody, there's like this energy of like, I want this taken care of. I need this taken care of. Yet I can't do anything until they make a decision. You've done everything you're supposed to do. You have to wait on them. I'm also getting here, like, I'm seeing a car dealership. I don't know what this is. And I'm witnessing a conversation between two people that work there. And one is saying, I can't do anything for you because the paperwork hasn't been come through with the approval yet. Okay, so somebody's hands are tied. They're doing what they can. They've done what they can. Now they are waiting on someone else. Okay, and it's just a matter of time. It's not permanent. It's just a matter of time. And it's going to require a lot of patience. So, okay, you know what I'm also getting here? Somebody got a refund check. It just came in the mail. You open it, you went to your bank, you said, I want to deposit this check. And the check goes in and you're like, you know that your bank takes 3 to 5 days to clear any paper checks, okay? Any transactions like that. And you go into your account on day 6 and you see it still hasn't been done. That's beyond that bank's control, okay? For some reason, that check, that money has not cleared from somewhere else. All right, so patience. Now, don't go spending that money before you've actually had it clear your bank account. All right, let's go ahead and see what the most likely outcome is going to be here. Again, if you're applying for a job, we haven't had anything else come out about that because there may be a waiting period here. You may have to, like I said, they may need to verify your references for experience or personality or, you know, character, whatever it is. I'm also getting that for like applying to a school, like the Air Force training. I don't know why that keeps coming out. It's a big deal is what keeps coming through whenever I get that image. Patience is going to prove. This also will show them who you are. Okay, so your patience will help them and how you handle them with grace and the situation with grace. That helps, but there's something about it. It's just beyond their control. All right, so you may have to wait. Oh, I know what Spirit was saying. You may have to wait 6 months before you can apply again. You may have to wait 3 months before you can take that test again. You may have to wait 7 days before the money clears the bank. All right. You may have to go through the verification process for the refund again because the computer glitched when you were doing it, when the paperwork was filed. All right. Let's see what's going on behind the scenes. Almost forgot that. What is it you don't know? What's happening behind the scenes here? I want to say my left hand is feeling like it's on fire. Like literally it feels like there are flames shooting out of my left hand. I have never felt that sensation before. And I am hearing it is related to somebody out there. All right. Drop me a comment. Let me know. Is that you? What's going on with your left hand? Why does it feel like it's on fire? Too many cards there too. What's going on behind the scenes? What needs to be acknowledged here, Spirit? 7 of Pentacles. Take time to just step back from this. If you have to wait and you don't have to do anything, there's something about just resting, just letting it be, just not poking the bear, just allow it to be. Seven of Pentacles is like contemplation, but this is not, this is much deeper. This is more like sleep on it. Take time to rest up now because you're going to be very busy later. Don't poke the sleeping dog. Yeah, there's something about just let it. That boils back to the Temperance. Just let it flow. Let it ride. Let it go. All right, let's go ahead and see what the most likely outcome is going to be here if you follow all the advice here from Spirit. Let's see what we've got going on. Most likely outcome for those who follow and heed the good advice that you have given them, Spirit. Knight of Swords. Quick. Okay, things turn out quicker. Things move faster. You're going to hear back really quick. And look, everything's clarified. Everything's out in the open. Everything turns out right. Everything is perfectly good with the sun card there. Yeah, you're going to hear some information super fast. Okay, so it is in that, what do they call it? When you surrender, it comes to you. When you don't look for love, you find it. When you say, hey, universe, I want this, and then you go about your life and, take a nap, go do something else, whatever, that's when you're in alignment and it just comes in super fast for you. I love that. Knight of Swords with the Sun on the bottom. Two of Swords. You don't even see this coming. Somebody may be like, hey, you handled this really well. You handled yourself really well here. We're going to offer you to come in and do this sooner. Okay? The World. They want to wrap this up as much as you do. They want to finish this. And they're on the same page. They appreciate what you have offered them in grace, in patience. Look at that. The Queen of Wands yet again. I'm telling you. Eight of Wands. Okay, so it might be an Aries, Leo, or Sag that brings you this information. They know they can be hot-tempered too. But this is a person in control of the resources. So how you treat them, they know how easy it is to go off on somebody, to get upset, to blame somebody else. And yet, so when you don't do that, the appreciation is that much deeper. And then you ended with a Magician there. So that was like, this is beautiful. This is definitely beautiful. Coming your way if you follow Spirit's advice here, okay? Do not open any links in a text message or an email. Do not do that. If somebody has sent you something that says, you've won, you are entitled to, you just need to do this, or you didn't pay, whatever it is, okay? Don't click on those, please. For your own sake, not mine. Too many scammers out there. Let's see what your angel number is here. What's your angel number oracle message? You have got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got good luck on your side. You are definitely heading down the right path. Your spirits are trying to guide you. Okay? Trust your intuition. If you think it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. Don't fall for the scams. All right. If you know what this is about, remember I said at the very beginning, if you know you paid too much, or you felt like you were paying too much, or you applied for a place and that you didn't hear back from them for 6 months, you haven't heard back from them, okay? You already know. This is progress. There will be justice, okay? Structures, processes, standards, the way things are done are in place. There are systems on how it gets done. The processes. So many people have been conditioned to get angry, upset, and just let go, okay? Spirit's saying don't do that. It is all about trying to do things in a very healthy, compassionate, and caring way. And there's also, we have to follow the rules. It is just the way it is. Everybody's hands are tied. Just let the process be the process. All right. The oracle message here says that you are on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back, and they are encouraging you to try your best. You will succeed here. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. So get your facts straight. Know what you're talking about. Don't fall for something. And, you can't communicate clearly if you're all pissed off. Whoops. Sorry about that. You can be confident that everything will fall into place, just as it's meant to. Just as it is meant to. All right. Let's go ahead and see what your spirit animal message is. You've got grizzly bear, power. Where does your power come from? confidence, self-assurance, knowing who you are, and being peaceful. The bear doesn't go around screaming at everybody. All right, it says here, I am Rewind. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition, and I go where it leads me. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up, and I know I will succeed. Beautiful message, beautiful confirmation for you. All right. We're getting an enchanted map message here. I always like these two decks together. The Celtic Dragon Tarot and the Enchanted Map Oracle messages. I just think that they work so good for career, money, abundance, all of those things. All right. You have the spirit of the place for stability, confidence, knowing who you are, feeling and trusting the energies around you, that you are protected, that you are in the right place. I feel like this card here, the spirit of the place, is echoing this Seven of Pentacles here. Let it be. Go with the flow. Trust your intuition. The stability is there, okay? It's already there. Just allow it to be. And it's on the bottom of the deck, you've got into the unknown. You don't know how things are going to turn out. You're trusting, okay? You're trusting spirit to make sure things go the way they're supposed to. All right. Yes, we will get you a yes or no answer here. So one yes or no answer. If you don't have a question ready, please feel free to pause this message, form your question, and come back and start the message when you are ready. What is the yes or no answer here, please, Spirit? It's a no answer that says new discoveries are going to affect the final result. New discoveries. So this is where somebody realizes, oops, you overpaid. Oops, I didn't fill out the paperwork correctly. All right, so it will affect the final result. Knowledge is power. You only receive what you create. Okay, so you will need to make sure that you're doing what needs to be done. And if you didn't overpay, then don't expect a refund. All right, your desire to safely achieve a favorable result can still pilot you down a successful path. You will need to have faith, okay? It will require patience and faith. All right, my loves. I hope you've enjoyed the message. Thank you for being here. Until our energy crosses again, I'm wishing you much peace, love, and happiness. Bye-bye.